Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 6 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 6 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter expressions and properties. The lessons we're going to cover today are factor using the distributive property, write equivalent expressions using properties, solve for a variable using properties of multiplication, and then properties of addition. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. So here I'm on grade 6 math chapter we're on right now is properties. Let's just start with the lesson that is properties of factor using distributive property with the lesson. Factor 35r plus 63. So we need to find the common number that is common factor of 35 and 63. So 7 is the common number that can divide both 35 and 63. So let's just take common 7. 7 times 5 is 35, that is 5r plus 7 times 9 is 63. So 7 times 5r plus 9. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Twenty-eight b plus 32. So 7 is the common factor. Sorry, 4 is the common factor because 4 can divide both 28 and 32. So let's just take common 4. 4 times 7 is 28 and 4 times 8 is 32. So that is 7b plus 8. 4 whole 7, 4 times 7b plus 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 4 times 7b plus 8. Factor 9c plus 21. So just find a common number that can divide both 9 and 21. So the common number is 3. So let's just take common 3 and we are left with 3 times 3 is 9 and 3 times 7 is 21. So that is 3c plus 7. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 3 times 3c plus 7. Option 1 is the correct option. Factor 20u plus 50. Let's just take common 10. 10 times 2 is 20 and 10 times 5 is 50. 10 times 2u plus 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 10 times 2u plus 5. Factor 35r plus 63. So 35r plus 63, let's just divide them by 7. 7 is the common factor. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 9 is 63. So option number 3 is the correct option. That is 7 times 5r plus 9. So option number 3 is the correct option. Factor 18v plus 15. So 3 is the common factor. That is 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 5 is 15. So option number 2 is the correct option. That is 3 times 6v plus 5. Option 2 is the correct option. Factor 42c plus 54. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 6 times 7c plus 9. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Factor using the distributive property. Just did this lesson, factor using the distributive property. Let's just move on to the next one. Write equivalent expressions using properties. Okay, simplify. Simplify the expression 1 plus 1 plus r, right? So we need to collect the like terms. Let's just apply the properties. We have 1 plus r plus 1. So you can make, you by applying the associative property, you can write them as r plus 1 and 1 plus 1 makes 2. So that is r plus 2. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Simplify the expression w plus 5 plus 2. So we can write it as w plus 5 plus 2. Let's just remove the brackets. Now we need to collect the like terms. So we can collect 5 plus 2 makes 7. So option number 1 is the correct option. That is w plus 7. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is w plus 7. Simplify the expression. That is h plus 2 plus 3. That is h plus 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is h plus 5. Simplify the expression 2 plus t plus 1. 2 plus 1 is 3, so that is t plus 3. But 3 is the correct option. The correct option is t plus 3. Option number 3 is the correct option. Simplify the expression t plus 1 plus 6. That is t plus 7. Option number 1 is the correct option. Simplify the expression that is b plus 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Simplify the expression 2 plus r plus 2, which is the correct option. That is r plus 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Simplify the expression 2 plus g plus 4. So, which is the correct option? That is g plus 6. Option number 2 is the correct option. Simplify the expression. That is 2 plus k plus 5. So, which is the correct option? That is k plus 7. Option number 3 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is solve for a variable using properties of multiplication. Type the missing number. One hundred 97 times 780 times 400. So we need to find the missing number. We need to use the multiplication properties. Basically, that is the associative property. You can The associative property says you can group the factors in any way without changing the result. So 190 times 780 times 400. So that equals 197 times 780, and the missing number is 400 because on both sides the numbers are exactly same. Let's just start with the test questions. Type the missing number. Use the properties of multiplication. So this is the commutative property of multiplication. Two numbers are multiplying, the orders can be different, right? So the numbers on the both sides are exactly same. Here we have 288 times 841. So here we have 841 times 288. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 288. Option 1 is the correct option. What value of W makes the multiplication sentence true? So which is the correct option? That is 270 times 254.6. This is the associative property of multiplication. So both sides the numbers are same, 270, 146. So the missing number is 270. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 270. Option number 1 is the correct option. 270 it is. Oh yes, the missing one is 254, not 270. Type the missing number 786 times 0, so that equals 0. It is option number 3 is the correct option, that is 0. Type the missing number 491 equals 491 times the missing number. So which number is missing? Any number multiplying by 1 is exactly the same number. So that is 491 times 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. What value of z makes the multiplication sentence true? 304 times 872. That is 304 times 872. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is 872. Type the missing number 197 times 780 times 400. So 197 times 780, the missing number is 400. Option 3 is the correct option. Type the missing number, that is 493. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Properties of addition. Which property of addition is shown? T plus u equals u plus t. The equation shows the commutative property. the order of the addends is changed. So that is the commutative property. Let's just start with the test questions. Which property of addition is shown? 0 plus k equals 0. 0 plus k equals k. That is identity. Option number 3 is the correct option. Which property of addition is shown? 9 plus 3 equals 3 plus 9. That is commutative property. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which property of addition is shown? S plus t plus u equals s plus t plus u. So which is the correct option? That is associative property. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which property of addition is shown? S plus t plus u equals s plus t plus u. That is the associative property. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which equation shows the identity property of addition? So that is 6 equals 6 plus 0. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which equation shows the commutative property of addition? That is 1 plus 6 equals 6 plus 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which property of addition is shown? That is the associative property. Option number 1 is the correct option. Associative property it is. Which equation shows the identity property of addition? Identity property of addition is f equals f plus 0. Option number 3 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 6 math. Chapter we were working on is expressions and properties. The lessons we have covered today are factor using the distributive property, write equivalent expressions using properties, solve for a variable using properties of multiplication and properties of addition. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So, any question if you have any. No questions. Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.